Hi guys, so today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about a very fresh release from Fore hobby. And do not be confused by this sign here, so it's a part of their kit series. As you can see, it's written here Fore art, and we have a new M109A7 Paladin, so it's a self-propelled howitzer from USA obviously, and in 1/72 scale it should be quite a decent kit. And as you remember, I had a chance to review and build the scimitar from the same brand in 1/72 scale as well, so you can find these videos, both review and build, in our YouTube channel library, if we can say so. But today we will be talking about this completely new tooled release, and we have a commercial sample here, so that means that's the final shape of this kit. Nothing will change and you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. And first of all, I would like to note the box art. It's quite nice. The kit number is 2002, quite simple, and the box size is kinda similar to what we had in scimitar, so here you can see comparison with my hand. And the box weight, I have to say that it's quite, I would say, noticeable for a 1/72 scale armor, but that's because we have also some extras inside, I guess. And here on the side you can see that there are several assembly options as far as I can understand. These are 3D renderings, and on the opposite side you can see the marking profile, but I hope there will be more included into this kit. So this is a top opening box, and here's what we have inside. Packaging style is typical and similar to what we've seen in the scimitar kit. It's a sealed plastic bag, so that's why I will need scissors in order to open it, and I would like to start with the big parts actually here, because we have the hull parts molded as a separate panels, and this is quite smart design because it will allow you easier process with assembly, and also help you get a bit more, I would say, realistic shape of the vehicle. So let's start with this top hull section. I'll zoom in a bit, maybe let's place it like that, and now you can see that I'm talking about this single piece hull section. And first of all, we noticed that these hatches here, they're pre-molded, so you won't be able to open them, but I can see one of them, at least one, is provided separately. We also get some nice external features, so if I get camera to zoom or to focus on these details, you can see that we have recessed panel lines and rivets, and I can guess that there will be more things added which are molded separately, just like in the scimitar kit, because at first sight that vehicle was just a bare shell, but then it was building up the features one by one. And next we continue with parts for the turret. So the turret should be quite large on this vehicle. This is the same on the real one, so you cannot avoid it. And maybe that's a good opportunity to play with some weathering on such a noticeable element of your build. So definitely consider it. And maybe a good thing is to check some reference material so that you can understand how this vehicle gets dirty, in which areas, and in which way. So here we continue with the lower hull section, and straight away I can say that it is good to see the pre-molded torsion bars here. As you can see, they will provide you with the right alignment of these parts of the road wheels. And also inside we don't have anything, because this is not interior kit as far as I remember, so that's why we do not get anything extra here. Next we have another sealed plastic bag with another single piece element, so just give me a second, I will try to be quick in order to cut through this sealed plastic bag. And here we have the top turret section. So it's also molded in this sand colored plastic, as you can see. We also have the separate hatches here, even though I'm not sure what you can expose with help of them, because there is no interior. I will remind it again. We also have some Pioneer tools here pre-molded on the side, and also another hatch molded separately. And here you can see what we have inside. I guess we will have to drill some holes, because we have the special slots for this. And next we have the sprue C. So here we have all of the external elements for the turret, and I'm saying so because here we have these two side holders for the main gun barrel. So that's pretty much the same design as what we saw on the Scimitar, but I have to say that it worked and it was quite easy to work with, so that's why there is nothing to complain about. If it works, it can be applied here as well. Now I'm opening another plastic bag. So here we have two identical plastic sprues, and it's easy to guess that these sprues will be used for the drivetrain on your vehicle. This is actually the sprue B, and I will show you only one because they carry the same set of parts. And here we have the plastic tracks and also road wheels. So that's why I'll try to zoom out a bit so that you can see the whole sprue. So first of all, plastic tracks here, they also have the right shape. So as you can see here, we have bend on the top section of the track length, and also here we have some of the external elements, for example the jerry cans. These are the road wheels, which are molded as a single piece parts, but they're molded together with these rubber sections. So be sure to have the sharp brush, because otherwise it will be a bit tricky to paint them into a proper color to have the proper segmentation. And here you can check the parts from the opposite side. So we have guiding elements on the road wheels, and I guess it should be relatively easy to assemble them. What will be a bit tricky is to paint them properly, so be ready for that. Next we have another plastic sprue. So what is kind of funny for me in Fore hobby kits, because they usually include both barrel types. So we get plastic part and we also get the metal part. So here is the small spoiler, let's say, but well, it's I guess the traditional bonus from Fore hobby, so you wouldn't be surprised. But here we have the sprue A. So this one is actually the biggest one in the kit, and here we have the one piece plastic barrel for the main gun. We also get some additional parts for the turret. I can see the stowage box, which is molded as a single piece part. This is quite impressive, to be honest, but be sure to carefully separate it in order not to damage anything. Also here we have the separate hatches for the turret towing cable, but I guess we can zoom in even more, maybe close the lenses a bit so that you can see what I'm talking about here. So everything looks nicely molded. Let's not forget that we are dealing here with a 1/72nd scale vehicle. So in this sense, all of these parts, all of these details are even more impressive, because some 1/35 scale kits get you less features than this one. And of course we have quite smart guiding elements. So it should be easy to align everything together, but of course it's a good idea to dry fit everything before gluing into the place. Next, there is a separate Ziploc bag with 3D printed parts and also the metal barrel. So I will show you in a second. And here we actually have the mention of this Fore Art brand. So as you can see, 3D printed parts are supplied in this tiny box. This way they are protected from any accidental damage. And also here we have the muzzle brake for the main gun. Also we have the jerry cans and some minor items, as far as you can see, which will be also used for the main gun maybe. And as for the gun itself, I was mentioning the metal barrel, so here it is. As you can see, it looks really good. We have the separate muzzle brake, as you remember, so it's a matter of combining the 3D printed part with this metal part, but it won't be a difficult thing, and obviously such item will be a welcome addition even in this scale, because it looks more natural in comparison with plastic part. Next we continue with another Ziploc bag. So here we have another traditional thing from Fore hobby, unpainted P thread. There are a lot of meshes on this vehicle, so be ready to install all of this stuff. And just to give you the idea about the size, here is comparison with my fingertip. So these are really tiny parts, and it's fun on its own as long as you like to work with P parts, let's put it this way. We also have decals here, so I guess we get only one marking options, and if you would like to copy something different, you'll have to find some reference material which will be applicable for this type of vehicle. And now we are coming to the assembly manual. So this one is printed in form of brochure, but I'm not sure if it's color printed. Here we have the black and white page, so I guess everything will be black and white. But what about the marking guide? So let's turn the pages over. First of all, we start with the drivetrain. We install road wheels, drive sprockets on the lower house section. Then we go on with the tracks. My guess is that maybe it is possible to assemble separately the lower and top hull sections, also the turret, and then get them together after you paint everything. Maybe you choose the different approach, but I was doing this with the scimitar, as you remember. Here we continue with the turret. So I can see that there will be some drilling required on the turret parts. Also, we're using the plastic slats for the side meshes. Also here we continue with the stowage box. Then we have the separate hatches, and you can even assemble them in an open position, which is quite cool thing, especially if you have some 1/72 scale tankman figurines, then definitely it will come handy. Also note that here PE parts are used for the mud guards, just like in the scimitar kit. Here we continue with some PE shields on the turret. Then we continue with more things being added to the lower house section. I can see a lot of PE parts being engaged here and there. And then, so the turret will have this quite interesting storage spaces on the rear side, as you can see. And then we continue with installing the turret onto the place. Note that the rear hatch can be opened or closed, but keep in mind that we do not get the interior with this vehicle, and it will be just dark inside maybe. Here we have marking guides. So there are actually 3 marking options, but they're in black and white, and I guess they're all sand colored. So it's up to you whether you are okay with the sand colored vehicle or you would like to copy something different. But in my opinion, this is another great kit from Fore Hobby, and it should be fun to assemble as long as you like to work with the smaller models. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.